Yeah. Hey guys, it's Dan with the Crayon Brotherhood. And in my last video, I went over the Blackstone Adventure Ready Camp Griddle. Well, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know with my 17-inch Adventure Ready griddle, I use my oven on it quite a bit. I would do biscuits, ribs, chicken wings, quite a few things I would do on there. Well, I wasn't able to try it out on this griddle on my trip, so I figured I'd do that now that I'm at home. And worked out that way because I had to make a few things kind of like I did on this one. So this is the standard Coleman camp oven. It's all aluminum. I did a review on it. Turn it into a smoker or oven. I'll put the link in it. So on the 17-inch, I had to make these aluminum brackets for it to set on. Well, I had to do the same thing with the Adventure Ready. I had to take some aluminum, kind of modify it to set stable. It would set on here without it, but I'm kind of clumsy, and I'm not very delicate with things. So I wanted a better footprint because it would set on here without it, but if I bumped it, it would fall, it would set on this little, about a 1/4 inch lip here on the side, and I didn't like that. That wasn't enough for me to secure it. So I just took some aluminum, cut a notch in one and a notch in the other to fit on here. Just slide it in and let it sit. Turn this around and slide it on, let it sit. There's the notch, just slide it in there, and let it sit down here. And same with this one, this notch here, slide it there and let it sit there. And the griddle, the oven sits on there just fine. Scoot that over, get it off the burner. Got plenty of support. So now we're gonna cook with it and try it out. I'm gonna hook my big bottle up. I think I got one little bottle left, so yeah, I'm gonna hook my big bottle up to this, try it out. I haven't hooked the big bottle up to it yet, so we're gonna see what it does. But that's the plan. We're gonna cook us some chicken wings and put a little smoke to them and see how it does. Yeah guys, I didn't go over this the other day. This is the big bottle regulator for your griddles, and it's just the standard end here. Slides over where your old regulator went and just tighten it down, and then hook this to your bottle like normal. There we go. So let's lift this off here and fire this thing up. See if it's even going to work. I don't hear gas. So I've had problems out of these big bottles with my griddles before. See if that did it. Yep, there it went. Well, you cannot see the fire, but I can see the heat off of it. I'm gonna cut that on low and get this up here, and we're gonna see how long it takes to heat up. I like about 300, 350 on most things. But it seems to fit pretty good. It sealed up a little better than it was on the other Blackstone. So the wind shouldn't bother as much. It's pretty windy right now. I'm sure the wind's rattling this mic, so we'll see on that. But it seems to be heating up quite well. Oop. There we are. So initially I thought I would be able to get away with putting a little screw in this to leave them in there permanently, but with that griddle top the way it is, I could not. So I could move it in, but then it'd be over the burner, and I didn't want to do that. So, but it's going. I've got it all the way on low. We're gonna see where low takes us. The temperature today is about 65. It was kind of cool this morning. That's why I got the hoodie on. But we're gonna see how long that takes, and let's see. It's been on there about a minute. It's 132, so we'll see how long it takes to rise the temperature up. But until then, I'm gonna get the chicken ready. I'll see y'all here in a minute. All right, guys. So I use a little Kinder's poultry blend, buttery poultry blend. It's pretty decent on the chicken. Season it up real good. I'll show y'all this here in just a second. And this is the Heath Riles Everyday Rub that I'm always using out on the trail in a different container. So it's been about 5 minutes and we're showing 150 on there, and I just put another in here, another thermometer inside. Something keeps landing on my head, and it's not moved yet, so we're giving it a few more minutes. So what brought this video about is one of the guys from the channel that follows my channel was asking about if it would fit, and I had meant to do this out on the trail the other day, and I went in actually a day earlier than I expected, so I didn't get to try it. I was going to do full packs in there. That's where you take Polish sausage, cut it up, potatoes, onions if you want, and shrimp, and put it in an aluminum foil bag and roast it in a fire or oven or however. So that was my plan, and I'm kind of glad it didn't work out, because of I had to make these to make it work right. And so far those seem to be really stable. And like I said, with it just barely sitting on there, I didn't feel comfortable using it. I don't like to waste food, and I don't like messing with hot stuff if I don't have to. And this thing gets really, really hot. So with it slipping off or being a little unstable like that, or a good bit unstable, I just didn't feel comfortable with doing it. So I made these little aluminum brackets. They're real easy to make. The aluminum cost me like, I've had it from the last time I made some. I think it was like $10 for a stick, and I didn't even use the full stick on here. So real cheap, real easy. Did it all with a grinder. You could do it with a pair of metal snips. Grinder just worked better for me. But yeah, he was asking about it, so I was like, you know what, I'll shoot a video on it, because I wanted to know if it would work as well. And we're about 175 right now. Let's see if the inside thermometer is moving at all. That's showing 150 on the inside. But with it set up this way, you can still use this burner over here as well. So that's a plus. With my other one, when I took the griddle top off, that was it. There was no other cooking going on. So I could be doing something in here and cooking whatever over here I want to cook. If I could find another griddle top, or have my buddy make me another griddle top while I'm using this, I could still cook, you know, a few little sausages or whatever else while I'm making my biscuits or whatever you want to bake over here. Cinnamon rolls, biscuits, whatever you like. I've seen people make cobblers with this, and that's not my cup of tea, but you know, they were able to do it. It pulled it off. I like smoking stuff in it. That's why it's charred up the way it is. I need to actually disassemble it, do a good cleaning, or take it to a pressure washer, because a lot of that stuff dripped to the bottom, and now it's burnt to it, kind of like your smoker does, the wood and fat rendering and stuff like that. But this oven, I think, was like 50 bucks off of Amazon. So, and man, it makes a big difference out on the trail. It gives you a lot more options as to what you're cooking and this, that, and another. And I plan on using it on our trip coming up later, the end of this month, and beginning of next month. My wife and I are going out on a trip for 6 days. So I plan on using it quite a bit. So I figured this would be the perfect time to find out if it works. Better do it here than there. But on a low, it don't seem to be climbing past 175. The inside's showing about 175 as well. So we're gonna cut it up. That's high, so we're gonna go back about a quarter turn. So we're gonna cut it on up. And it's just been about 10 minutes now so far. Me running my mouth mostly. So it took about 5 minutes to get to 175 on low. You can see it starting to smoke, burn off all that stuff in there. So it's heating up. The inside thermometer hangs on your rack. I got it at the grocery store, but I don't want to leave it in there when I start smoking, because it will smoke up the glass on the thermometer, and it just might as well throw it away, because if you clean it, you'll get water in it, and it's just a big pain. So I just got it sitting in there right now. So when this thing gets up to temp, I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys, we're up to 250 now. And it took about another 3 minutes to get up to 250. Long enough for me to go get some aluminum foil and put my pellets in there. Put my pellets in the aluminum foil, and I poke holes in it so the smoke can get out. Now this don't add just like crazy amount of smoke to your food, but it does add some smoke. Gives you a little bit of a smoke flavor to it. So it's climbing on at about 275. So keep in mind, guys, this is modifying your griddle outside of what it was intended to do. So you do this at your own risk and your own skill. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. But I'm not responsible if anything happens. Just wanted to put that out there. It is technically modified when you're using it outside of its intended use. So keep that in mind, guys. But I felt comfortable doing it. I've done it before. I haven't had any problems with it, other than I had it flare up on me one day with the grease getting in the bottom of it. I put too many wood pellets in there, and the holes were too big, so fire was actually getting out. The grease got in there and caught on fire. Wasn't nothing major, just cut the gas off, and no big deal. Just set it to the side if it gets too big. But that is something to be aware of, depending on what you're cooking. That's why I started cooking in these pans here to keep the grease contained. But right now, Got the chicken all seasoned up with a couple dollops of butter in there. All right. We're just letting this get on up to 300. It's almost there. It's showing over 300 here, 325, and it was under 300 on the outside. That's why I got this other thermometer, because before it didn't seem like it was cooking at the right temp. So I just set that right in the center. And set the chicken on top of that. There you go. Just set the little wood pellets right there. And let her cook. We lost quite a bit of temp there. The door did. I don't think that's a very good thermometer. And if this one fits, I might stick it in there. Of course, it's always going to be better to have a thermometer inside than out here exposed to the elements too. So that's going to make a difference. Let that cool and then I'll set it to the side. But I didn't want to put it, like I said, I didn't want to put it in there with it smoking or to just tin up the glass, and it's useless then. So, but you can see it's starting to smoke a little bit. Heck yeah. There we go. So we're gonna let that cook for a little bit and see how it does. Take a little sneak peek. Oh yeah, it's cooking it right up. I did turn it on high because the wind picked up, and we are setting just under 300 outside. I'm gonna go ahead and set this one in here because we do need a better reading. All right, so now we ought to be able to have a little better idea of what the temperature is doing. Because this one's on high, it was 275, but I mean on medium it was 275, and on high it was 275. I don't trust this thermometer. That's why I got the other one. But we'll see what it's doing here in a few minutes. I can hear the chicken in there sizzling. I don't know if y'all can hear it. But the chicken's in there sizzling. Get y'all back over here. There we go. Yeah, the chicken's in there sizzling, so it's cooking. I believe it's a good bit more than 275 right now, but be careful when y'all handling that stuff, because like I said, it gets really hot. Everything on here, none of it's insulated. So doing what I just did, be careful. I don't suggest it, but I'm an idiot, so, you know, Crayons, eating Brotherhood, and all that good stuff. So I'll see y'all here in a little bit. All right, guys, as suspected, it's saying 275 here, and on the inside, it's showing 350 on the high. Ooh, sorry, it's hot. And the chicken's doing good too. See the smoke coming off the wood? Yeah. So, keep that in mind if you get one of these Coleman ovens. The indicator is, it's done that to me before. It followed up earlier at about 175, 200, and after that it just falls off. And I think it's from the wind and the temperature, ambient temperature around it. So get y'all a thermometer for the inside to better cook your stuff. So just keep that in mind. But we still got a little bit, you know, I don't want the chicken to kill nobody. So we're gonna let that finish cooking out. But I wanted to point out the temperature difference between this thermometer and the inside. So just food for thought, and keep that in mind if y'all do this. All right, guys, I pulled them out to flip them and season the other side. Be sure you got an oven mitt of some sort. They did cook a little uneven because some of the grease on the bottom flared up. So keep that in mind. It looks like it's mostly cooked off now. So keep that in mind. Oh, she's gonna kill me. All right, guys, let's check the temps on these. Stay. 165. 165 on the money there. 170 on that one. Oh, we ain't even gonna talk about that wing in the back. All right. Let's ease these out of here. Oh, let me turn that over so I don't make it any worse than it already is. I'm gonna set this off to the side and let it cool. So I'm gonna let those cool and I'll bring you back here in just a minute. All right, guys. See there, got them done. You can see the ones that got a little overdone from that little the flare up there, but just takes a little practice, a little fine tuning with it, and I think it'll be top notch, just like the other one was. But I am fixing to try one of these guys out. Oh yeah, good stuff there. See the soot. You can see the soot from when it was smoking. Got on the bottom here. So, that's good. But yeah, this is how to turn it into a smoker or oven. It works great. Let me set it down here. Clean my hands off. It is still quite warm. So keep that in mind when y'all are done. Let it cool off. Did get a little oil out of it from last time I used it. But I'll be dang. Huh. So here's the aluminum. You can kind of see there how I got it. I just notched it to fit on that lip. Right there. And I notched it here to fit on this one. And it's just sitting here. So, but I think I figured out why guys are having issues with their igniter. Somebody messaged me the other day about it. So a minute ago, when I looked under here, this was touching. So I'm assuming when this heats up, it expanding to the point where this is touching, because it's not now. I was going to check it, and sure enough, it is not touching. So keep that in mind. If you've used it and it's good and hot and it goes out, or you cut it out and you can't get it to relight, check that. I bet that's the problem. But I'm fixing to sit here and enjoy my lunch, and until next time, thank you for watching. Simplify, and God bless.